Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Nope. YouTube. Shit, can I say this? Been doing this for 6 seasons now and I can't get it right. Instagram and YouTube, A Guide to Poor Parenting.
And Facebook, TikTok at Poor Parent Pod.
If you have any funny stories about your kids,
or if you need some bad parenting advice,
please call us at 256-274-1329.
Yes.
Yes. We're hoping the telephone number will help people will leave some good voicemails.
Yeah, with stories or topics, because we're kind of running out of topics, and we love listening to other people's stories, because then you know you're not doing as bad of a job as you might think that you did, whatever.
Mm-hmm. You know, when we started this podcast, I was like, we'll never run out of things to talk about. And 6 seasons in, Jennifer and I are like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? Like, because we've talked about everything we can think of.
Right.
There's a few things we haven't talked about, but like we don't want to get, at least there's a few things with Clea I haven't talked about just because I don't want to get too personal with her. And there's some stuff with Wesley you've gone through with him that I'm not ready to talk about yet.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you hit a set number of things and you're like, what the fuck else can I talk about?
Right.
So,
or we redo because as they grow, that topic changes. But, we got to wait a few years to be able to get to that part of it. So now, since no one really likes emailing us, we've gotten a phone number. So please call it, and it'll tell you, that you can either let us play yours as in your voice, or we can read it for you. So,
but yeah, call in, let us know. I'm hopeful that this will work better than the email, and that we can actually start playing them on the podcast, because there's other podcasts I listen to. Frankly, a lot of this podcast that we're doing, that Jennifer and I are doing, it's because there's another podcast I listen to a lot, and I just rip them off. So the segments they did, I just renamed them. They don't do snack time. They used to, but they don't do it anymore. But I was like, why not? Fuck it. It made sense for our podcast because it was kids. So I was like, snack time and story time.
Yeah.
But,
and you need a little food in your belly when you're drinking your alcohol.
Speaking of alcohol,
not yet.
No, yeah, that's right. God damn it.
Jason, how has your week been?
My week has been hectic. No, that's actually
as you can tell.
As you can tell. Now the day has been a little bit hectic. We've been it has been rainy as fuck the last week or two.
Off and on, yeah. Yeah,
it has been. Right now, if you hear, like, we were just setting up, and I had started recording, and I was like, why am I hearing, like, a growling sound? And because I had my headphones on, so I stopped the recording. I'm like, what was that sound? She's like, it was thunder. I was like, oh, it didn't, like, in my headphones, it didn't sound like thunder.
The demons.
That's the demons. So if y'all hear any grumbles in the background, it's either thunder and lightning. Well, it's thunder. You can't hear the lightning. But, or it's my grandson talking up a storm.
He does talk up a storm now, which is just cute. Just babbles.
Precious baby.
Yes, so cute.
But yes, my week has been pretty good. Getting ready. Clea's about to go to space camp tomorrow. So we're recording this on May 3rd. So she's going on May the 4th be with you. And she's going to, I hope she has a good time. I think she will.
I'm pretty sure she will.
I will say we are blessed here in Huntsville. Like, Huntsville City Schools, I guess, has some sort of deal with the Space and Rocket Center that they can send their kids, the Huntsville City 5th graders get to go. Because it's cheaper than what it is for, like, I think it's $1,400 for the week for normal kids.
For, like, out of...
For Huntsville
City.
But I guess they're just getting a big group discount because they're able to supply so many.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's not just Kalia's school too. I would imagine it's like all the. Well, do you know if any of your nieces and nephews got to go to the space camp?
I have no idea.
Or were offered? You don't know? Okay.
No, because that would have been a little too much money for my sisters to pay.
Well, I knew they probably wouldn't have gone, but I just meant, do you know if they were offered?
Yeah.
Because Matt and John I was talking to Matt yesterday, and he said he was offered, but Mom didn't have the money to send both of them.
Yeah.
So, because it's like $600 for us, and That'd be a lot for a single mom to shell out $1,200 for twins.
Or $600 for one kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And then Mom and I are driving to Texas. We're going to drop Clea off, get her checked in, and then Zane's going to stay with her for orientation. And Mom and I are going to drive to Texas. So we're going to start the drive, and we'll get there on Monday. Mm-hmm. She was asking, she's like, do you think you can drive Texas in one day? I was like, I can. I don't want to, but I can. I was like, but I don't think she can handle it because her back's so bad.
Right. And knees and...
Yeah. So we're going to split it up. We'll probably stop in Vicksburg or Monroe. So we'll see.
I think y'all are going to have fun, though.
Yeah, I think so. It's my mom's eldest sister, who's Faye. I think we talked about it on the podcast. She's like the sweetest lady in the world. Screams at you because she can't hear a damn thing. Yep. She's always been a loud talker, but Jennifer's been in the car with me several times when I've called her, and she just screams at you. Mm-hmm. Sweet as can be. Yep. But she's turning 90. Yep. Old as shit, and she needs to be in a nursing home so bad. She keeps falling, and they keep having to call the ambulance to pick her up because my uncle's too old to get her up. So
yeah, but you get to see her, and Mama gets to see her, and you guys are gonna have a great time. And
I think so. Mom's worried about Faye not wanting to let her. Like, Mom's like, oh, she's just gonna want to be up my ass the entire time we're there. Like, well, we'll be able to get around. Don't worry.
Yeah. And you're working while you're doing it. So.
Yeah. That's the only thing. I think Mom might get a little bit bored, but it'll probably be good for her because she can't, like if she's out for more than an hour and a half, it wears her out. Right. But she's, 82, about to be 83. So not to be unexpected. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I just got to pack up everything. I've gotten Kalia mostly packed. I got her
checklist.
I got her checklist. I'm going through it. The only thing we're missing, we still got to do clothes, but I got her underwear, socks, and bras, and I got her bedding stuff.
And I hope she wears the bras.
Yeah, God, I do too. I picked her up from school the other day, or I dropped her off and picked her up. She was wearing a hoodie, and then as we were about to go to Kumon, I was like, "You're not wearing a bra." She's like, "Nah." I was like, "Did you wear it today?" She's like, "Nah." I was like, "I'll get a fucking bra, girl."
Was she just wearing a t-shirt?
A hoodie, a t-shirt and a hoodie to cover up her boobs. I mean, she was covered, but it's like she's boobalicious now enough at 11 that you're just like, you've got to wear a bra, honey.
You got to get in the habit of it. Yeah. Which sucks, but yes, me too.
Speaking of which, I'm always on her about wearing a bra, but I always make sure she takes it off to sleep. Because I don't think it's like having that tight elastic around her chest. I don't think is good for her. And
I don't sleep in a bra.
And most women I know don't let them sleep in a bra but her mom does, I think, and her mom even encouraged it. But I was like, I don't think you should.
Well, I mean, it's just you need to let them breathe.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It's like a wondrous moment when you take that off and you're just like yeah, because because you have that it's tight and.
Constraining.
And then the girls are just like, hello, I'm free.
Well, the big thing for her is she doesn't have the best hygiene, and she doesn't
especially if you don't wash the bra.
Well, yeah, that's part of the problem too. It's she only has so many bras, and I'm like, if you're wearing a bra to sleep in, it's going to break your chest out. Yeah. And I don't want her to break her chest out. Yeah. So I don't think with as little as she wears a bra now, I don't think she's wearing it much to sleep in. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I would say no to sleeping. That's just me. That's what I was told. And it is very freeing. But, for Mom does it, I mean, I guess it's not bad but with the way that Kalia sleeps and sweats so much, she'll probably sleep in said bra and then wear said bra the next day, which would be really nasty. Yeah. Because she sweats so much.
And that's why, with her hygiene at where it's at, I'm just like, how can we not do that? Because it's kind of gross. Yeah. But
that's what, preteens.
Preteens, which we're going to talk about. How was your week, Miss Jennifer?
My week has been good.
Why has your week been good, Jennifer?
Because it was my birthday.
Yay. How does a lady discuss her age?
Oh yeah, I'm 44.
Hell yeah!
I made it.
Just barely.
Yeah. It was funny. I don't know if baby mama minds, but we're 20 years difference, and I'm 20 years difference with my mom, so I just thought that was kind of funny. We celebrated Justin's baby mama's birthday. Did we say her name?
Yeah, we said Alea.
Okay. Yeah. But Alea's birthday, we went to Shogun, and him had the hibachi grill, and the baby was enamored with that fire. He was he was having fun with the noises and sitting in a high chair, and he was just the cutest little thing. And then, so we celebrated her birthday on Tuesday.
The 30th.
And then my birthday was on Thursday, the 1st. Yeah, I took Friday off, and I've just been enjoying the weekend.
Yay!
Yeah, so, it was very, it's, the older you get,
Birthdays mean a little bit less and less.
They don't really, you don't get presents really. I mean, you got me a bottle of Jameson, which I appreciate definitely. I just really look forward to my birthday cake for my mom. It takes her like 2 days to make it.
Has she started yet?
I think she's starting this weekend because I think she's starting on Monday because she's off on Monday.
Oh, okay.
With her working, it's hard to make it, and they don't do any work on Sunday. They're at church for the majority of the day, and then they just rest. So I probably will get my cake on like Tuesday of next week, which is fine. But that's what I want.
Jennifer and I have normally our tastes align pretty well, but when it comes to her sweets, especially German sweets, she is in her own little world because she's, as long as I've known her, she talked about this cake that her mom makes her. And I told her, I was like, if you can get the recipe for your mom, I will make it, when your mom either gets to the point where she can't do it or something for some reason she's like unavailable to make it. Right. I'll make it for you. But you were like, okay, I'm gonna let you try it. And I have to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of like fruit flavored cakes and shit like that. But I was like, well, this is a Jennifer thing. This is not a Jason cake.
Yeah.
But describe this wonderful cake for us, if you would.
So, Mama takes probably, I want to say it's like 5 pounds of strawberries, a whole bunch of eggs. She makes like it's kind of like a white cake, like a soft, maybe sponge cake.
Is it from a box or she makes it?
She makes it all, yeah. And then with the strawberries, she cuts them up, and then she makes a like whipped cream with gelatin and strawberries all together. Mm-hmm. So it's layered, so it's cake, and then it's the whipped cream strawberry thing, and then it's the cake, and then the whipped cream, and then it goes. Then the icing is also the whipped cream, and it's just wondermous, and I just love it. And yes, I can't wait. Like my mouth is watering right now, waiting for my cake. So, but it was it is, and then it is. I don't know if it's just because that's what I grew up with that I like this stuff, but like you didn't even really like the Dominosteine either. So it's also fruit again, which I guess we like a lot of. It's like one of my favorite things at the bakery was a choco banana, and you would not like that because there's a banana in it, Yeah. So
it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer, every Christmas, Jennifer's always looking for this German Christmas candy or treat or something, or cake, I don't know what you would call it, dessert.
Chocolate.
But it's called Dominostein, and it's layers, squares of marzipan.
Marzipan. Mm-hmm.
Is it shortbread, right?
It's gingerbread.
Gingerbread, that's it.
Marzipan and apricot filling, and then chocolate all the way around to make it look like a little cube.
Yeah, and
it's the most wonderful thing in the world.
Yeah, we've tried to, there's a certain brand you prefer too, and you always try to get it from Aldi's, I think.
Well, no, I don't. I like milk chocolate more so than the dark chocolate.
Okay. Because I think one year we ordered you some from a German website or something, and you were like, "It's good, but it's not." I don't know. I don't think you liked it as much as the one you normally get from Aldi's.
Well, I think it's because the one that we get from Aldi's is also is because it's something that is made in Nuremberg, where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
And I think the one you got was made somewhere else, so it tasted different than.
Gotcha.
I guess it didn't have that recipe, like whatever the company does.
Yeah.
From Nuremberg, gotta stick with your.
There you go.
Stick with your hometown.
There you go. Yeah, anytime you start mixing chocolate with fruit, I'm kind of like, I'm out.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it to me, babe.
Yeah, there's very little, like, I don't know. Like, I like fresh fruit a lot. Mm-hmm. And the only situation I really like fruit mixed into a baked good is like a blueberry muffin. And that's about it.
But there's no chocolate with that.
Yeah,
so that's you chocolate and
well, I'm just saying, like, fruit in general
really
baked fruit. Like, I don't like cobblers that much. I'll eat a cobbler, but I'm like, there's other things I'd rather have just the ice cream than the cobbler.
You like the tarts from
but that's like fresh fruit. It's just like and kind of like with the cheesecake. It's like I like the fresh fruit on top of a cheesecake. A little bit, mm-hmm. But it, the Jennifer's talking about a fruit tart because we've gotten them at Whole Foods, and they're just like it's like a little tart with a little bit of custard in it, and then topped with fresh fruit.
Yeah,
and I like that because it's fresh fruit.
Gotcha.
But it,
and no chocolate again. So
no chocolate.
It must be the chocolate thing. Now I want to go to Whole Foods and get a tart though.
Yeah, they're. Oh, we don't have them in the podcast, haven't we?
No,
I don't know. We haven't. Oh, we'll have to go get one.
Yes.
They make the little ones too. Oh, they're so good.
You gotta get the big one.
The big one, okay.
Yeah, you gotta get a big cheesecake one for the podcast since season 6, and let me take the rest home. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Maybe next time a guest wants something sweet.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard when the guest is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. We could do that because everybody that we've introduced it to has really liked it. Yeah. But yeah, my birthday was just, or this week was good. I'm still waiting to see if I get an interview for that job I applied for. I didn't get the other job, and then I applied for this one, and it's just been like, okay, I'm still waiting. So maybe Monday.
I'm gonna spill a little bit of I'm gonna tell a little of your business, but I got so tickled with Jennifer on Friday because she was like, she had an appointment for Wesley on Friday, but it ended up happening. So she was off the whole day. And I was like, do you want to go to this Korean barbecue place that Jennifer loves? I was like, you were off. And I was like, let's do it. And so I texted you, I think it was around noon. And I was like, hey, do you still want to do the thing?
You texted me 11:30.
11:30, yeah. And
I didn't text you until like 12:38.
Yes. And at that point, I was like, I was pretty hungry. And and you were like, can we push it back to 1? And Zay and I were already on our way to a soul food restaurant here in town. And so I was like, oh, sorry, baby, we've already eaten. And
well, you didn't say that. And I think it's because you were driving maybe until around 1.
Yeah.
And I was in the shower trying to get ready and hurry because I had just woken up when I had messaged you.
Yeah. And for those of you who know Benjamin, you should know this. Jennifer does not sleep in. No. She cannot sleep in. And she slept until fucking noon.
Yeah. But Jennifer also did happy hour Thursday since he's bringing all my business in. And happy hour was only supposed to be 5 to 9. And then we didn't end up leaving the club until after midnight. Almost 1. So, Mama partied.
And do we want to talk about the fight you almost got into?
No. Nah. People don't need to see the hood side of Jennifer just yet. It was just me protecting my friend. I'm very protective.
Oh yeah, I mean, it cracked me up just because it was like all the shit you've been dealing with this year, and it was like that's the thing that broke you.
It didn't break me.
Almost broke you.
I was ready. Because a grown man, I don't really think he gonna call the cops and say a girl beat him up.
But you've lost so much weight. I mean, like you ate a big little thing now.
But I have a lot of rage.
Yeah.
So, I spider monkey on what was that? Ricky Bobby when he's like when the granddad's like, don't drink Mountain Dew, and he's like, I'll go spider monkey on your ass, and that's what I would do. Now,
Yeah.
we are going to talk about other things besides Jennifer and fighting.
Yes.
We're going to talk about tweens.
Well, before we do that,
Yes.
let me introduce the cocktail.
Yeah, because I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I actually didn't put it in the show notes. So Jennifer's birthday was Thursday, and she texted me, and I knew she was doing the happy hour, and so she texted me. She's like, "Can I come over and put some air in my tires?" I'm like, "Sure." And I don't know what time it was. It was about 5-ish, 4-ish, somewhere in there. Later afternoon. It was after you were after work.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh. There's a liquor store not too far from my neighborhood. So I hopped in the car and I went over there and I was like, I'm going to get her a bottle of Jameson. And so.
Oh, you didn't have to do that.
I know I didn't have to.
All weekend. You didn't have to give it to me on my birthday.
It was your birthday. It's what but while I was at the store getting Jameson, there was a line, or I was getting in line and someone came at the same time. And I was like, oh, you go ahead. I'm going to go get me a bottle of Maker's Mark. Because if we were out, and we have some fancier whiskeys, but I'm hesitant to because when Jennifer and I do the podcast, we tend to not her, me. I tend to just guzzle the shit, and so we've got some fancier.
I do too.
You do, but it's more me. But I was like, I didn't want to go through some of our fancier whiskeys just yet. Like the ones we got in Nashville or Louisville. So I was like, let me give me a bottle of Maker's Mark because it's my like go-to whiskey on a if I'm just having not that I drink much.
Like if we go to the bar or the club or whatever, it's
a good standard whiskey. I like it a bit better than Jack Daniel's or Jim Beam. And it's not super expensive. So I was like, got me a bottle. So that's what we're drinking today.
That's my Jameson. That's me with Jameson. Yep. It's my go-to.
Jennifer was like, she's like, do you want the bottle? I was like, maybe. I was like, there's no, when we do the
wine, it's jammy. And
we talk
flavored,
about that shit. But there's not much to it's just good. I can't think of anything to say about Maker's Mark.
It's fun. It's if anybody doesn't know, it is the one with the wax on it. And I always think that's really, really cool.
I think it's made, is it Kentucky brand? Where's this shit made?
I want to say Tennessee, but I could be wrong.
Maker's Mark. I'm just trying to read the bottle, but I don't see it. No, it's Kentucky. Loretto, Kentucky? We'll have to go up there sometime.
Yeah.
Speaking of Maker's Mark, I had a friend in, he was a grad school friend, and he was in St. Louis at the time, before my cousin moved there, and I went to go visit him, and he had some stories to tell because he was telling me how he got drunk and took a dip in the Mississippi River in St. Louis, and oh my God. For the people who've never been to St. Louis, the Mississippi is just mud.
Well, I mean,
and it's a lot of pollution in there too.
All the rivers are nasty.
Not my all.
Opinion. Yes.
Well,
I don't know how we, as kids, would do the tubing and stuff on the river because I'm like, ew. There's dead bodies. There's fishes.
Not dead bodies.
There's things that'll hurt you. There's trash. Ew. I don't.
Agricultural runoff.
I'm too old now.
Well, I will say when we make a trip out to Central Texas,
you are not pushing me in no damn nasty ass water.
Hush your mouth.
Nah.
When we get to Central Texas, all of Central Texas is fed by this giant aquifer.
Oh, is that the one with the beer bottles and you float that Jeremiah was talking about?
Yeah, and all the rivers are crystal clear, cold as fuck. I mean, a lot of them are cold as fuck, but they're crystal clear and beautiful.
If I can see, I'm good. You can't see 1 inch. 1 centimeter into the Mississippi River. Yeah. There's no fucking way I'm going in there.
All the agricultural runoff.
That dude, he jumped in there. Was that the rest of your story?
No, but when I went to stay at his house, he was in an old, I don't know how to describe it. It was an old brick house that he was renting in St. Louis, and they had this he had these windows that were kind of high up. They weren't ones you could look through. They were kind of high up just to provide light. Uh-huh. But all the windows had Maker's Mark bottles.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it was like probably 50 or
damn.
60 just empty bottles that he was keeping. And I was like, drinking problem.
Well, that's not even that pretty of a bottle, like to let the light kind of come through to be like stained glassy or like.
No, I just think he liked the red wax.
It's not,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's had like he's not a dad, but I would love him on the podcast. Anyway, he moved to San Francisco and he started doing accounts receivable.
Okay.
For a porn company.
Oh.
So he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was just sitting at my desk doing like putting in numbers, and this like porn star just came over and flopped his giant penis on my desk, and we were talking, and I was like, what a weird life you live."
That is a weird life, definitely.
And he went and got himself an accounting degree, and he is a fucking CFO of a company now.
Hey,
Chief Financial
get
Officer.
it.
I know.
Get it. All right, it's break time.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Hello.
As we, Jennifer and I normally, do we leave the, so Jennifer and I.
We're always closing.
Yeah, Jennifer, so for our longtime listeners, Jennifer and I record in my kitchen, which is this giant great room area.
Yep.
And we have the windows right next to Jennifer. And normally we keep the curtains closed because a lot of times it's bright and sunny out.
And Jennifer does not like light.
Yeah, but it is stormy as fuck.
Yep.
And I don't know if y'all can hear it on the, hopefully the software I use doesn't like pull out the rumbles, but it is thundering out there.
But I love the thunder.
I was about to make a reference and then I lost it. Miss Jennifer, what are we talking about today?
Well, as I said earlier, because I skipped 3 of our bulletin points, we are talking about tweens.
Oh my God. So your child is no longer a tween. He's an actual teenager.
He's an actual teenager, but he acts like he's 5. So we could go back to talking about how 5-year-olds act if you want to do that.
So where do we draw the lines at tweens? Is it 10 to 12?
I think 13. No, 13 is a teenager. I think when you hit double digits.
But before you get 13.
Before you get to the teen.
Yeah.
So 10, 11, 12, because it doesn't actually have teen in the name, I would imagine. I really don't know because I don't know if
we
talked about tweens when I was 10, 11, 12.
I don't think it was a term.
I don't think it was either, but
I think that came out in the last 20 or 30 years because we're old as fuck.
Well, that and also that kids are developing a lot more and getting puberty earlier. So they have. I think that's where that kind of came, where they were like Kalia being
boobylicious,
10, and starting a period, puberty
at 8. Yeah.
So I mean, well. Some kids, it's 12, 11, 12. So I think that's kind of where that tween came in. It's it's in between.
Yeah, it's like older elementary school, but not quite junior high. Or
junior high.
Well, beginning of junior high. Because 13 is the last year of junior high.
12, 13 is, depending on when you started school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 12 when I left 5th grade. So I was in middle school when I would have been a teenager, technically.
Yeah. If we were to include, I think most people are probably including tweens up. It's just middle school.
Yeah.
Because it is a hellish age.
That's the hardest age. Hardest time for, I think, any kid is middle school.
And their parents, I would say, too.
Well, just because of the kids, yes. Yeah. But luckily, there was no social media.
Oh, fuck social media.
Back in the day. Because now I think that makes being a tween, or hell, anybody, it makes it a lot harder on them.
Yeah.
Because it is nothing but, I am going to, just bully the fuck out of you anonymously, randomly, I'm going to be a big old dick to you. And I was bullied a lot in elementary school. And then I met my tribe in middle school because I actually got to stay in one place. because I'm an Army brat, so we moved around so much that I never really had, like, my own, like, peoples. And, okay.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I don't remember my tweens too well, but I do remember, like, early junior high, and that was rough. I hated that. The junior high is just god-awful. So this is completely disgusting, and I accept all judgment on this one. I didn't have the best hygiene at the time. I don't think many tweens do, but
I think I did.
Okay. I developed dandruff pretty bad.
Oh.
And I remember one time in 7th or 6th grade, I was bored and like we weren't doing anything, and I literally like shook out all the dandruff on my desk.
Oh, you did a breakfast club.
Oh yeah, and then I made a little mound of it.
Yeah, I think she like made snow.
Yeah. Oh, that's so gross.
That is very nasty.
But yeah,
sorry, I'm not trying to judge.
No, judge away because I deserve the judgment.
Can't, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, what do you remember? Because like that was the big thing I remember. I hadn't quite figured out hygiene at the time. I mean, you were obviously better than I was, but what do you remember your tweens? Like early junior high?
Well, so like I was in Germany for what would be considered elementary school here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. But their 5th grade, because it's so long ago, and I have a horrible memory.
Yep.
I don't know if I went to a different school or a different section of the same school that I did for 3rd and 4th, but 5th grade, we had lockers. We switched classes. We did everything that like 6th graders do here. And so I was very, and they taught us better, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
I was way more advanced in what I knew when I was in the, the American German schools. So when we left middle of my 5th grade, I came back to my father retired and came back to Huntsville, and I ended up going to McDonald Elementary. And I was like, where's my locker? Why am I in the same class? Why are we not moving? Like, it confused the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I loved my teacher. Her name was Miss Sharples. She was German. So instead of me interacting with kids, I interacted with my teacher.
You're the teacher's pet.
I became the teacher's pet. I actually ended up having a desk next to hers facing the kids so that we could talk. Because I did my work real quick because I knew it already. And she was like, well, just come up here and talk to me. And we would...
Bullshit.
Yep. And
That's
then
so funny.
We ended up getting a CB radio. I think it was or some type of radio. And we ended up talking to some people in Germany on the radio. And I was talking to them and she was talking to them.
Shortwave, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was CB because I just think that was like in the States, but I didn't know what but anyways, yeah, so like I was talking to someone, like I think I was in the paper maybe about talking to somebody in Germany, like a 5th grader talking to, someone in Germany kind of thing. Fun. It could be something that my mind made up because whatever, but yeah, I was confused as to why I went from like being kind of independent, like locker, you gotta, make sure you take your books to class, and then bam, you're stuck in one room. And then I went to West Lawn, which is no longer a school, which was my middle school. And that's where I ended up meeting my peeps. And if I got bullied, it mostly started in elementary school. So when I was about 2, I got bit in the face by a dog. And I had like 40 plus stitches. I don't know how many stitches. A lot of fucking stitches. My mom said that they made my face numb and I was like digging into the hole in my face because I couldn't feel it. And yeah, almost took my eye out. I have it on my nose. Like, I mean, it's like it was the right side of my face. Now most people think it's just a dimple. I think, like when I smile, maybe, but that's a scar. But when it was more predominant. You know, I'm 44 now, and this is 42 years later. So of course it's gonna.
Well, I was about to say, I've known you for 7 years, somewhere there, 8 years. But I didn't realize that you had scarring on your face.
Yeah,
I can, when you point it out in certain light, I can see it, but I could not see it. I would not have known if you hadn't.
And I see it every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, because Yeah, anyways. So I would be called Scarface. Kindergarten, first, second grade. The German kids were less mean than the American kids were. Because I went to American school. McDonald was kindergarten, first, second. Ridgecrest was 5th grade with Miss Sharple. Sorry, I got that backwards.
Here in town?
Yeah. McDonald Elementary, I went to kindergarten first and part of second. And they were mean and would call me Scarface. And later on in life, I was like, Mama, why didn't you let me watch Scarface so I could be like, say hello to my little friends?
Yeah.
These kids were being mean to me.
The horrible, violent gang movie.
My mom is not going to let me watch it, but, I didn't know what that meant. I just, and I don't even know if they knew what it meant. They were just, being mean, talking about me being scarred on, my face. And then when we came back to the States in 5th grade, because I was teacher's pet, they picked on me. But then I started to learn to be kind of, I guess maybe I was always quick-witted, but I could come back. And so you say something to me, I'd snap back. And that's where I get my quick wit and humor. Because I didn't really want to fight nobody, but I wanted you to get the fuck out of my face and stop talking about my scars or whatever the fuck you wanted to talk to me about. And I would take up for people who other people were being made fun of. Because fuck a bully. You ain't finna bully somebody around me.
I fucked a few bullies, yeah.
I mean, good for you. But, I don't like it. So I took up for a whole bunch of people. And then that's when I got my set of good friends. And so we were like not mean girls, but the opposite. Like if you were messing with somebody, we would come after you. And not to fight. But you want to point her flaw out? Motherfucker, here we go.
Let you have it.
And then you said one thing to her, it said 25 things back to you. What? Because you don't do that.
Yeah. Not to Jennifer's friends.
Huh?
Not to Jennifer's friends.
Well, or Jennifer. That at that time, we all had each other's backs. We would take care of each, because, kids are really mean. Body hair, smelliness,
hygiene.
Yeah, I would flood. My pants were always too short for my long ass fucking legs, because they didn't make pants that would fit me when I was that old and 5'8" already. And so just different things like that. We would run the school.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. And so, and then, in high school, I was kind of I want to say like a chameleon, because I had friends, not like I did in middle. Like middle was like where I kind of had like this set. Yeah. High school was, I'm cool with the cheerleaders, the jocks, the shop boys that do, go to technical school to do work on cars and shit. Yeah. Theater, any group. I could sit at any table and eat with whoever I wanted to eat with. Yeah. But I didn't really have like a core. Yeah. Until senior year. That's when I kind of met, and it turned out to be theater kids. But I could still be like, what's up, to the band or the choir, any of them. So, but yeah, the tween part, that was when I met that we really did, for 3 years. Don't fuck with us.
I don't remember. I remember, I have flashes of my, later elementary school. Mm-hmm. And I remember I started out at a public school, but I got like, as the song goes, I got one little fight and mom got scared. So they sent me to a private Baptist high school.
Was it Baptist?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for
K
some
through
reason
12.
I thought it was Catholic. I don't know why.
You know, surprisingly, I never knew any Catholics until I was in college. Really? I never knew a Jewish person. Well, because I went to a private Baptist high school, but and I was, lily white.
Not you.
A lily white neighborhood in southern Austin in Texas. So yeah, suburbia does not lend itself to diversity, especially in Austin. But yeah.
Especially when you're going to a private school, it's
No, it was a K through 12. My graduating class was 50.
But I'm saying it's still a private school, right?
Yeah, it's still a private school, but it was Baptist. We couldn't have a school dance because Baptists don't dance.
Oh, I've seen some Baptists shake their asses. So
I think it's like Southern Baptist. I think First Baptist dance.
I was just being silly.
Oh, I don't know. Well, and they also don't. Or they're not supposed to drink, but that's a fucking lie.
That's a whole lie right there.
But have you heard the old joke? What's the difference between a Catholic and a Baptist? The Catholic will say hi to you in the liquor store. But
I thought you were finna go somewhere completely bad with that one, so I didn't know what to say.
I was just trying to middle school in general is just hell because you're so insecure. You're convinced everybody is looking at you and judging you.
Yeah.
And the older you get, you realize ain't nobody looking at you.
Yep.
Ain't nobody give a shit. They might glance at you and think for a hot second.
Right.
But they don't give a fuck and shit.
Or they could really be thinking about you, but what does it matter?
Yeah. Especially if they don't do anything or affect your life in any way.
Right. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You can do that, if you want to. Or just don't pay attention to
Yeah. But you don't learn that shit until you get a bit older. I will say, Kalia's transition into, she's in 5th grade now.
Right.
And the things I've noticed about 5th grade is the attitude has ramped up a lot.
Yes.
And the, anything will fucking set her off.
Yes.
And then for the next hour, we just got stomping around, pissy little 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're
then
what the fuck?
You make her cry because you tell her, I'm not going to talk to you. And then you have to tell her why you say that you're not going to tell her.
So Jennifer is referring to herself.
I am. I was going to tell the story, but...
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I actually had a little bit this morning because we were... As we said earlier, Kalia's getting ready to go to space camp. And so they gave us a checklist. And I was like, let's go ahead and get started packing. And so I was like, she'd asked me this morning if I would check her room so she could get the tablet. Because in our house, we make her clean her room to get her tablet. It's not perfect. Her room is still kind of gross, but she got her cleared off the rug area. So she can
see the floor.
You can see the floor. She pushed the shit off to the side. So I'm like, okay, it's good enough for now. It's not perfect, but I'm going to take it because I just don't want to deal with it. Because to make her clean her room, I have to sit with her.
Yep.
Because it is just, she hoards, frankly. Where was I going with the story? Anyway, she asked me if I would check her room. And so I looked and I was like, your room's fine, but she's hoarding bottles and used takeout cups.
Okay.
So there's
I thought at first, because you kind of paused, I thought you were going to say tampons. And I was about I'm finna just pause this podcast real quick and go have a talk with her. I'm sorry. I just had to say that because you paused in a very
she doesn't use tampons.
I know. Well, I mean, it's just the way that the pause was. I know she don't. I know she doesn't use tampons, but the way that you've paused, it was just or use pads. I guess I should say would.
Yeah.
That she had them all over her room because we was fitting to fight.
No.
Not really fight.
No,
but
yeah.
We was fitting to have some work.
No,
Come to Jesus party going on.
Well, frankly, I have to get on her to empty out her trash can when she's got used pads. Because it smells like a goddamn slaughterhouse in her bathroom when she does. I'm like, baby, it smells like you slaughtered a pig. Yeah. Can you please go like get rid of your trash can?
It would be better, and I've told her this, if she would, wrap
it up
the pad, put it in the case that it comes with, and put it into the garbage can, because that's what you're supposed to do. But apparently she does not listen to Auntie J.
No, she does not.
When it comes to that. So we're going to have another Come to Jesus talk about that.
Yes.
Because Auntie J don't play.
Yeah. So I asked her to like throw away the cups and to clean out, like empty her trash can in her room and her bathroom.
Okay.
And pissy little thing. The bad attitude started. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, she's doing that. I start packing some of her, like, because they asked for space camp. They're like, she needs sheets, she needs towels, and she needs a pillow. So
okay.
Like, okay, Clea, I will pack this stuff. I got a duffel bag. I got towels. I got her a little shower caddy. I got her toiletry shit for the shower.
Right. Man, you could have asked me. I would have had all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm glad to give it to her. But I was like, she was just stomping around and pissed off the entire time. And I finally stopped her. I was like, can you just tell me what's going on? I'm like, you can talk to me. Like, just tell me why you're upset. And she's like, I don't want to.
Well, then you're not going to fucking space camp.
Well, I'm not
Fuck you. I am going to give this
I ain't wasting $600 goddamn dollars.
I'm going to give this ticket to some other random fucking kid. You do not stomp around the goddamn house when this is something that is supposed to be fun for you. I'm not the one that is going to enjoy this, so you're going to do what the fuck I tell you to do and do it. Goddamn, child.
She finally calmed down, and I'm pretty sure I know she just didn't want to be in. She just wanted more time to do what she was doing.
I don't give a fuck.
But I was like,
you want to go?
Yeah, you're not going to waste $600 unless it was something extreme.
I mean, we would have a talk. We finna have a talk tonight.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on, but at the same time, it's just like, could you just, like, I'm opening, like, I was calm, I was not yelling, like,
you need to start yelling.
No, because that shuts her, like, was,
no,
like.
I was being silly because I know better with her.
Yeah, but
I'm the yeller.
Well, no, Zane and her.
Well, and I'm the cusser.
Yeah, you're the cusser. Zane's the screamer.
Yeah.
I'm usually the calm one.
You're the mama.
But she knows when I start cussing, if I throw an F-bomb at her, yep. she's pushing fucking limits.
Yeah.
And I am feeling this whiskey right now, so I'm slurring my words, y'all. I'm sorry.
Slurring the words. His favorite whiskey.
Oh, Lord Jesus. And I've had Jennifer and I pour generously, so I think we've had 4 shots total.
Probably.
And she doesn't feel anything. I'm a little pissy at the moment. But
you better not be pissy, because don't make me get at you like you. I'm gonna finna get at
not
Clea.
Pissy as in like pissed.
I'm being silly.
You let me yell at you.
That wasn't you yelling at me.
I'm gonna yell at you right now. Don't you correct me, Jennifer Franson.
Was that you yelling at me?
Sure.
Yeah. No wonder the fuck she does.
No, when she pisses me off, I get quiet and I'm like, "Could you shut the fuck up, please?"
You have that deep whisper.
Yeah. Oh, when she knows when I get mad.
I've seen you with my son, and I'm like, motherfuck, I would not want him to talk to you that way.
Yeah.
Because he gets down in the ear of the child, and he's like, look here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't make me get you. And I'm like, God damn. Like, I'm loud, so I just get loud.
Yeah. No.
And you're not a very loud individual.
Yep.
And when you get quiet, man, that shit's scary as fuck.
Yeah, oh, Jesus. She finally calmed down. And I know what she wanted. I'm pretty sure what she wanted. She just wanted to finish what she was doing and not to be interrupted. But you just gotta fucking tell me. And I would have been like, that's fine. We can I'll give you 15 minutes. Or we can compromise. Mm-hmm. But it's I'm gonna stomp around and not talk about it. Bullshit.
You might want to get her tested.
For what?
Either autism or ADHD. Because she could be neurodivergent.
She might be, but
having to finish a task, because I mean, you know me. If I don't follow if someone fucks up my routine, I'm I didn't follow something happened last night. I didn't follow my routine, and I slept my fucking contacts on. I ain't done that in a hot minute.
I just took a sip of my whiskey and pulled out, I don't know what that is.
It could have been in the sexy ice.
I don't know. It looks like, I don't fucking know. It looks like twigs or something. I don't know. Grass.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
But anyways,
yeah.
She could be,
I've
because girls are harder.
I agree, but I've talked to her counselor about it. Because Kalia's asked to be tested before, and her counselor's like, I don't think she is.
Okay.
And I know what you're talking about, how girls and boys register symptoms for ADHD differently.
Definitely.
But
girls never get or hardly ever get diagnosed because they don't even though I'm ADHD, and I'm like, where the fuck does the hyperactive come from? Because I, sit on my ass all day. And it's hyperactivity in the brain, not in the outside where you see me running amok. Yeah, no, I agree. But I've the counselors I've talked to said they didn't think so. Okay.
And if she has autism, it doesn't affect anything.
No, I'm talking about because when you're high on the spectrum, like my brother, we don't really know if he's autistic. We think he is.
Yeah.
And he's just really high on the spectrum. It's the tasks. So if you don't complete that task, Patrick will tell you, if I don't complete this task, it messes me up.
Yeah, that's not a problem for her.
You just said it was.
No. You
didn't let
stopping her from doing what she wants to do.
Well, you said she was trying to finish up something.
No, I was offering to it was saying, what I meant was if she wanted to finish what she was doing, I would have been fine with it. But and
that's completing a task.
Well, I don't know if it's completing a task. It's I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing, like whether it's a video or it's a drawing or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's just she gets pissy when she gets interrupted.
Still that.
Maybe. I doubt it.
I'm not going to argue about you.
Yeah.
We're done.
Jennifer's done.
Well, no, because we could go
yeah, we should get
we could go back and forth on this because you're like, no, it's not a task. Finishing a video is a task.
Maybe.
Technically. No, technically, you want to finish your video.
I'm going to punch you in the face, Jennifer.
You're not going to punch me in the face because you're like a cow, you're on the other couch.
10 feet away from each other.
Right. You're not going to punch me in the face. I'm just saying, though.
I know.
It is still technically a task that she has to finish what she started.
Okay. The point I was trying to make is it might be ADHD. It might be autism, but...
It could be ADHD too because they are very similar.
Agreed, but the professionals I take her to don't think they see ADHD in her, and neither does her teacher.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, if it's not ADHD, there's nothing they can do about it. Because if it's autism, it doesn't affect her life enough. It affects me because it drives me fucking crazy.
But then you would know.
But I don't care.
After this video... Stop it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, I'm also like, I can deal with pissy little bitch.
Okay.
I feel like it'll get better because because it's gotten worse, and I feel like
it's just going to continue to get worse.
I don't think so. Just because I think I see a lot. I've asked Kiki about her mother, and
Kalia's grandmother?
Kalia's mom, Kiki. I've asked her about about that kind of stuff.
The way you said it is, I asked Kiki about her mother.
Oh, no. I asked Kalia about her mother. Kiki.
You asked Kiki
I asked Kalia. All right. I asked Kalia's mother, Kiki.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. About her growing up and how she was.
Right.
And Kiki and her are both... Kiki said she was really mouthy, really stubborn.
She ain't changed.
Agreed. But Kalia's growing similar to that. So I don't think it's necessarily neurodivergency. I just think it's her being stubborn, mouthy, and can't
a
tween and can't process those feelings.
Like her mama.
Like her mama.
I wasn't trying to get into a debate about this shit. So I am sorry, listeners, for the season 6 premiere that Jason got drunk because he had 4 shots of Maker's Mark. I was just trying to say that a lot of times girls don't get diagnosed. That was end, complete.
And as I tell Jennifer all the goddamn time, you ain't got to apologize. You hold your opinion and you take up the space you occupy.
Say hold my opinion?
Yes, you hold your opinion. You ain't got to apologize for your opinion.
Why am I holding?
You just apologized.
But, boy,
girl.
Let's take a break. This is break time.
I'm so drunk right now.
You are so drunk right now. Let's take a break. Ready?
We'll be back. Bye, y'all.
All right, we're back. And Jason is still drunk because 5 seconds is not going to mess with anything. And I am so sorry, guys, about...
Stop apologizing.
About Jason and his... Welcome to season 6, y'all. We finna get drunk every episode. Well, he finna get drunk every episode. All right, so luckily, we got him to snort, y'all. That is a good premiere right there when he snorts.
Sorry for hitting my microphone.
Yeah.
All right, Miss
So
Jennifer.
I'm
it
doing
is snack time.
I got this.
I know. I'm just letting people. You.
You just giggle and hit the microphone.
What are we eating?
I'm trying, Jason. I don't even know if y'all knew what he said. He was booby-eating Jennifer and snorting over there. But we got us. We went to the local Mexican grocery store, and they also have a restaurant inside. So we went and ate at the restaurant.
Ooh.
And so since we ate at the restaurant, we were like, well, let's see, if we get a good snack here. So we got Tia Rosa. We got some tortillas con fresa, which I'm imagining, I don't know what tortillas is. I would say that they're little cookies with strawberry. They are good.
I really like them.
I really like them.
I think it means tarts.
Well, that's what I would imagine. I mean, I'm just not going to be on record saying, I know this means. So, unless it's German and I no.
But they're what is it about?
Yeah, they're little like shortbread cookies with some strawberry in the middle, and I like them a lot.
I do, frankly, I do too. I don't usually like fruit and stuff, but it's like the cookie doesn't it's a shortbread cookie with not a ton of flavor, and the strawberry really adds.
And it doesn't like I took a little bite and the strawberry didn't just run all over the plate. Mm-hmm. So it's really good.
And it's not super sweet. So I really like it.
Yeah. All right. So we've done our
snack time.
I was about to say we've done our cocktail, we've done our snack time. Sorry. So now it's our story time. Jason, are you
sober enough
to tell this story?
We hope so.
We'll see, guys.
Say a little prayer, y'all.
Y'all, I really want y'all to call in because this shit is funny as fuck how drunk he is. Off of 4 fucking shots.
I haven't been this drunk since probably our first or second episode when we recorded.
And you wanted to do this shit tomorrow before you take the little girl to space camp and mama to Texas. Ooh. Man, you would have been leaving on Monday.
Lord have mercy.
All right. So story time.
Okay, my story time. So when Kalia, I'm going to give a little backstory here.
Jason wanted to be a drag queen.
Yes. So I had, I still I have the idea. I have the character. I know what she looks like. I know who she is. And I want her to be a stand-up comedian, a dirty old lady. Well, her name is Nelda Lovelace.
Nelda Lovelace.
Named after my Aunt Nelda.
Yep.
Lovelace after the porn actress from the 70s, Linda Lovelace. Did you ever see Deep Throat? Or no, obviously you didn't see it, but have you ever heard of the
I mean, I've heard of Deep Throat.
That was Linda Lovelace.
Okay.
So I had this idea during the pandemic. It's why don't I start doing videos? And this is before the podcast. I was like, why don't I start doing videos? I can develop the drag character. I can start doing her makeup and get better as I go.
Right. Get a wig.
And I did all that.
And you had a whole room where you had your makeup stand and your mirrors and your lights. I mean, better than me with how I put my makeup on when I wear my makeup. But you were ready to do stand up and build this character.
Yes. We also started the podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
And
kind of forgot.
Not forgotten, but just like the priority shifted.
Back burner.
Yeah, the drag character got put on the back burner. I still would like to do the character. I think it's I know who she is, and
she's a white Medea. That's got a dirty mouth.
She's definitely got a dirty mouth. I would say she's more.
I was being silly about the Medea.
Yeah. When I think about her, I think of Endora from Bewitched, because she's a bitch and I loved her.
Was that the mama?
That was the mother.
Okay.
I think of Mrs. Roper from Three's Company.
Okay.
Because she was like kind of all over the place and a swinger. Her and her husband. No, that was Mr. Foley. But she was like a free spirit, like didn't care, and I knew who she was.
Okay.
So that's the backstory.
Gotcha.
I had purchased a bunch of makeup, and I actually did it a few times, and I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you went and bought all the stuff, and you tried, I'd say more than a few times.
Yeah, I did the makeup 3 times, and then
you started doing the comedy stuff at Shenanigans, so that way you could get your the stand-up part of it. So that's where that whole thing came from. Sorry,
but
I ain't trying to.
No, it's fine. Giving backstory, but she fell away. Like it's still a thought in the head. I want to do her.
Nelda will come eventually.
However, it kind of got put on the back burner because we just got busy with life.
Yep.
And I had the table with all my makeup in the back bedroom. Kalia found my makeup, and this one time I'd taken her gymnastics, and
so she would have been about 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, and the coach was like, "What is that on your lips?" And I looked down at her, and she didn't have a full red lip on, but you could tell she had put lipstick on and then wiped it off hastily because there was bits and pieces. So she had
so she looked like an old grandmother.
Not even that. She had taken something and wiped it.
Oh, nothing on her teeth?
No, nothing on her teeth. Okay. But you could see remnants. So she hadn't cleaned it thoroughly.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did you get into my makeup? And she's like, yeah. I was like, stop getting. And so I yelled, not yelled at her, but I got on her. I was like, stop getting my makeup. Well.
Which is random to be saying in the middle of a gymnastics area with a whole bunch of straight people.
It's whatever. But a few weeks later, I was putting clothes away in her closet, and I open, I pull aside her hang-up clothes, and I see this bright red handprint on her wall. And I was like, I yell at her, and I get her, I was like, did you get my lipstick and wipe all of your hand and then stamp it on the wall? She's like, yeah.
Didn't we find that on the couch as well?
No, that was a heart.
Oh, that was a heart.
Yeah, Jennifer's talking about...
On the couch, though. We found the lipstick on the couch, right?
No, when Zay and I got rid of our old couches, she had taken a marker and drawn a heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
But didn't she do lipstick kisses somewhere? On the wall, window?
I think maybe on the wall, but the handprint and
was the biggest part.
Yeah, that was the 2 big ones.
God. I mean, I know this story, and it just gets me every time. They're going to get into what they're going to get into, and...
Yeah.
Especially
if you don't, put it away.
They don't... I mean, even if you put it away, they're going to find it somehow. Well, I'm ready for there to be a dildo, race across the floor between her and Wesley, you did in college.
Oh, So what Jennifer is referring to is when I was in college.
I love how you, like, hold on. I gotta explain this shit, not that I'm just, like, making some shit up.
Now that the kids are stealing my dildos or rice across the floor.
I wasn't even saying you had dildos. I was just saying it.
You hush your mouth and let me talk. So when I was in grad school, I was part of the Gay Straight Alliance, and I thought it would be funny to have a dildo
the gay
race.
One or the straight one?
Shut up. So I was like, let's have a dildo race. So I like printed off some sheets with a big circle on it. I was like, all right, everybody put your dildos on and turn them on. And when I count to 3, we let them go. And whoever gets out of the circle first wins. And I don't think I won, but I was second. So that's what Jennifer's talking about.
Yep.
Oh my Jesus.
Dildo and that's racing. Why you have a lock on your door.
Speaking of not dildo races, did you ever see that it was like 10 years ago? It was no, but it was kind of like it was not aired in America, but it was an IKEA commercial, and it went viral in America because there's a little boy, and he was like,
"Do you shit on the toilet?"
Nope.
Oh, that's the only one I know.
He's playing on the floor, and then he runs over to the IKEA bookcase, opens the drawer, pulls out mom's silver dildo, and starts like playing with it, like zooming around, turning on and giggling. So yeah, that's what, when you're talking about dildos, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I didn't see that one. I saw the one where, like, I don't even know if it was IKEA, but the kid pooped in the toilet and it wasn't connected. It was a demo floor room toilet. All right. Well, thank you for that story, Jason.
Oh, my Jesus. All right.
He needs to go to sleep.
Nope. Because I got a show to go to tonight.
Okay. So, it's your turn, sir.
Yep. So, for all our listeners, if you have any funny stories about your kids,
or if you need some bad parenting advice, or if you have any ideas for topics,
please email us at Guide to Poor Parenting.
Or now, call us at 256-274. Damn it, my eyes.
1329.
1329. I was trying to be all like announcery, but then I can't see because I'm blind and I'm old. But yeah, so 256-274-1329. Please, please, please email, call, something.
Yeah.
Let us know how you think we're doing. Maybe not judge this episode since Jason has snorted like 4 times.
Don't judge Jennifer because she's a tender-hearted little sweetheart.
Fuck you. I am not. I am just not drunk like you.
Anyway, call. Oh. Let us know.
Oh. I gotta look, guys.
Thanks for listening to another episode of A Guide to Poor Parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids ask for pimple patches, even though they refuse to wash their faces in the shower like you've asked them, because mom does it in the sink, but they won't even wash their face in the sink either.
Or your fucking child doesn't even take a fucking shower. Tough shit.
Bye,
I had to put that in for me. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.